Good morning. Our first article is GST Council Meet. GST Council is a constitutional body constituted under Article 279A of the Indian Constitution. Union Finance Minister is the chairman. All states and union territories they have representation in this council. Any decision taken in this council requires 3/4 majority. Recently, GST Council has met and they discussed on reduction of taxes over various COVID essentials, GST compensation, and then compensation cess. With regard to reduction of GST taxes, there's no agreement. That's why government has appointed a ministerial group. With regard to GST compensation, as there is no sufficient amount to compensate to the states, Center said, as like the last year, it will borrow some money. It will give it in the form of a loan to the states. Third issue is GST compensation cess. The sunset date, that means by 2022, GST compensation issue according to the Act, GST Compensation Act 2017 is going to complete. But then states are requesting for extending the GST compensation date. That's why this GST Council has discussed over extending this sunset clause. Next issue is RBI's surplus transfer. Recently, RBI has announced that it is going to transfer 99,122 crore rupees to the central government in form of dividend, which is also called as surplus transfer. Earlier, it used to follow June-July cycle, year cycle. Now it has shifted to April-March cycle as like the government's financial cycle. From the overall profits, net profits that the RBI gets, it has to keep 5.5% to 6.5% as the economic capital buffer. This particular number is suggested by Bimal Jalan committee. It said that 5.5% to the 6.5% should be declared as contingency reserve buffer. The remaining surplus should be transferred to the central government. Next issue is Olympics. Modern Olympics started in the year 1896. These are quadrennial. International Olympics Committee is the governing body. It coordinates these games. It's non-governmental group. Tokyo Olympics 2020 postponed to 2021. This year, in spite of COVID cases in Japan, IOC said, International Olympics Committee said it is going to conduct the games. But majority of the Japanese people in an opinion poll said that they're against conducting these games. Right. Then why IOC is more adamant? Spirit of Olympics says be strong and resilient. And then there's infrastructure that's built. Over billions of dollars they have spent on it. These two issues they are mentioned. But then it is going to create huge burden on the healthcare system. Plus only 2% of Japanese are fully vaccinated. That's again a concern. Next issue is crisis in Nepal. From 2008 to 2015, they have formed a new constitution. According to that, 2017, they conducted the elections, which led to formation of coalition government. Now there is problem in power sharing. In last year, December, the parliament was dissolved, and again this May, Parliament got dissolved. In spite of Supreme Court's order, they dissolved it. The President of Nepal dissolved the Parliament. And then between India and Nepal, there is this issue called Kalapani issue, border issue. Last year, Nepal has amended its constitution and changed the map. And now it's under dissolution stage, political crisis stage. And there's a growing public perception in Nepal saying that India is supporting for restoring the monarchy, Hindu monarchy instead of republic, which is under this new constitution. In this context, interference from China and India from a negative point of view should be shunned. India and China should play a proactive role to restore the democracy, to restore the republican system. Next issue is over capitalism. Capitalism, its primary goal is to maximize the profits. But what about humanity? With the recent experience during COVID, we understood that capitalism and various private companies, they want to make windfall or they want to profiteer during this particular crisis period. So now is it the time to move from profit oriented capitalism to human value oriented system? Capitalism generally works with the ownership of assets for creating the wealth. Now, in the modern times, conversion of knowledge to the as a private property, private gains. That became the principle of capitalism. One of the examples is IPRs, intellectual property rights, which convert the community knowledge, the people's knowledge into profit of very few individuals or companies. TRIPS, trade related intellectual property rights, support for that. We shifted from process patents to product patents, process patents to product patents, and then anything related to public sector is criticized over. Private sector and private companies are said to be saviors of the economic systems, but then COVID crisis has proved it wrong. Now it's the time to be more humane than more money centered. Next issue is origin of virus. Recently, World Health Assembly, which is the decision-making body of WHO, World Health Organization, has met. They discussed on the committee's report. A particular committee was formed to probe the origin of virus. They went to Wuhan, China. And then they prepared a report. They have mentioned 4 possible pathways. One, from a direct zoonotic transmission from animal to human transmission. Second, introduction of virus through other intermediary host or animal, like Middle East respiratory syndrome, where coronavirus, the intermediary host is horse, and then from horses it spreaded to the humans. Something similar. And then third one, cold chain or food chain, like the wet markets. From the wet markets, that is meat markets, the virus might have jumped from the bats to the humans. The fourth possibility is laboratory incident. This particular report said this is a remote possibility and it is very unlikely. First 2 options, that is zoonotic and then intermediary host, these are proposed as the most possible routes. But then USA, India and other countries, they are seeking for more transparent probe over the origin of the virus. Next issue is midday meal scheme. During this COVID crisis period, schools are shut. Because of that, implementation of this scheme is not there. This scheme is proposed under Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan to enhance the enrollment, retention, attendance of the school students from class 1st to class 8th. And it is also to improve the nutritional levels among the students. It is notified under National Food Security Act. Now, as the schools are not running, the central government is thinking over transferring the cash to the students' accounts through DBT, direct benefit transfer. But the criticism is that on an average, per day, a student gets 4 rupees. On a bulk, on a national scale, if the government buys and prepares the food and distributes, the 4 rupees per person, per student, used to meet the nutritional standards. But when it is seen from the individual perspective, when it is 100 rupees is transferred to the student's account, it is not going to serve the purpose of enhancing the nutrition. Next issue is genocides in Africa. 2 issues are in news. One, France has given apology to Rwanda. Germany has announced apology to Namibia, and they have announced certain money also. In Rwanda, France has supported Hutu majority. In 1994, it has led to Tutsi massacre. We call it as genocide. Namibia, a desert country, Germany itself led this particular genocide. Herero and Nama people, they were killed in lakhs. They starved with hunger. That's how millions of people died. Germany has issued apology and they said they're going to invest in healthcare and other developmental projects. Thank you very much.